Yo, yo, yo. It's your man, Mr. Motivation, and
Mrs. Angel.
tonight, Thou Art. You see where we're doing this? Thou Art LLC presents How We Podcast. The podcast. And before we get started, we're gonna wait on some people to get in here. And because it's all about us building this together. It's always been about us building this together since the inception of Thou Art LLC. And the right, sweetheart.
Yes.
Such few words. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the rat trap that's plaguing America. It's called IKEA. Yeah, we decided we were going to go to IKEA today. I didn't know once you went inside IKEA, you can't get outside IKEA. IKEA makes you walk through every single department, no matter what you came in there for.
I was so over
it. And I'm going to tell you, we went in there just to look at some things. And I mean, we saw some things in the furniture. I mean, it's IKEA. It's IKEA. Expensive.
Tiny.
And I think that's what it was made for. I think IKEA is kind of a German place, and if you know Germans, they don't get the big gaudy furniture. Yeah, I think it's Germany, kind of like Aldi's. Is it not? IKEA.
Yeah, Scandinavian style.
Something like that. Yeah. So we went up an escalator. We're like, okay, this is nice, but we couldn't get out. Like literally, it wasn't no going back to the escalator unless you're gonna run down the up escalator. And then there was no shortcuts to get to the exit. You literally had to go through the exit. And I don't know if all IKEAs are set up like that, but this one was. So I will be shopping online if I want anything from IKEA.
I told him, you don't have to worry about me coming back here. I'm not coming back here.
and I even went on my TikTok live today. I was talking about IKEA, and there's people who love IKEA, and I'm not taking anything away from the people who love IKEA, but I do not like going into a place, and next thing you know, I cannot get out. Like literally, we were going through, and then it takes you up and back, and you feel like you're going out, but you're still in, and you're going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into IKEA. So that's what our day consists of, and believe it or not, that's how we form a podcast. Like our day-to-day, just things that happen. We got out of our comfort zone because we talk about them to each other. We talk about it in our own head. And we said, I said, you know what? Let me put it out here on the internet. And it started with Facebook. My Facebook Lives, I think I started in 2016, 17. It was before I left Hawaii. I was really getting into, social media, especially for marketing, advertising, doing shows and things of that nature. And then another reason was my wife hated everything on the internet. She despised it. Every time I turn around, there was something that she did not like on the internet. So I said, let me be a light on the internet. And that's truly when my podcasting started. Because podcasting, its definition is an audio or video series, something like a radio station. You can look it up by definition. Google it. Matter of fact, I'm not going to Google it for you. You could Google it for yourself. So that's where it all started, and that's why we're doing it this way right here, to show you the raw makings of a professional podcast setup in its developmental stages. Yes, we have some experience with live broadcasting, especially during COVID. We were on Bigo Live, we were on Likey. What else, babe? What you got from?
Just learning lighting, camera setup, like. Mr. Motivation is using a streaming software program, learning about that, how to do it while speaking, talking, presenting stuff. It's a something to do. Like you're learning as you're doing. So don't be afraid to get out there and just put yourself out there because you're doing it anyway.
You do it anyway. And like I said, there was a podcast, actually, a presentation on a podcast. It was actually a motivational seminar, and it was streaming. So I saw the gentleman and he was speaking. He said most people who want to be famous and aren't famous only did one thing that other famous people have done, and that's hit the button on their camera. Hit the button on their camera. We've seen so many people come to stardom from TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just by expressing themselves how they want to express. And all of it hasn't been likable because everybody doesn't like everything, but it has been attractive. I had a situation where someone didn't like something I did, and they tried to call me. Well, they did call me. They didn't try. They called me on it. But once they seen I was going to continue to do it, for some reason, they continued watching. And if you didn't like it and you're watching, Imagine that. Because people that like it are watching. So I have everyone watching, even the people who don't like it. So there it is. You're always going to have a situation where people don't agree with you. And I'm going to put it that way. People don't agree with you. Kind of like me and my wife. I don't think we have fights. I think we have agreements that we just haven't gotten to yet. Like for real.
that.
I think we have agreements that we just can't agree on in that present time that we hadn't got to yet. Because sometimes we don't want to switch places and see and understand the other person's point of view because we're so dead set on our own. And I think for me, being live and getting feedback was the key to me understanding that there's another side that I can evaluate. Because if I'm going to help people, I can help both sides of it. I can help people that feel this way about a certain thing, and I can help people to feel that way about a certain thing. Sometimes gets me in trouble with other people, but I don't care. I'll tell you about a situation where we had friends that didn't like other friends that we were hanging with. And they said, they looked at us like the other friends were going to influence to be like them or get into a situation, just a situation maybe they had with them. And I said, well, I don't think you have much confidence in us in persuading them to kind of come our way. And
We're powerful.
Yeah, we are powerful, and we're definitely powerful together. And that leads to that campaign. And that was, no, we jumped too far. We hadn't even got to that. The build up to everything is just amazing. And we want to thank you for going along with the journey. And literally, when I see a 0 on my screen, I kind of have a good time because then I can talk to myself. I can work out some things that I've been wanting to work out internally. Does this work? Well, it is, but and I can do that. But when you come in, sometimes it just gets clear because you give me advice. You motivate me as well as me motivating you. So I want you to know it's been a two-way street, and you owe me nothing, and I definitely don't owe you anything. But a thank you, and I love you. And if that's not enough, I love you more. I like that. I did that. I did that. So, Miss Angel, I want to ask you because you say you have difficulty getting in front of the camera, but and you do sometimes have difficulty expressing, your discern about something, even with me, a lot of times. Do you think that plays into you not wanting to push the camera and go live?
Yes, in a way. Sometimes I just don't want to talk.
And I get it.
And I'm like, well, should I just go live and just sit there and not say nothing? So it's not even sometimes. A lot of times I'm just like, I just want to be, And then at times when I, do want to talk, I might go live or might not, but it's like I'm like, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to give? And so I have been hesitant just to go. Sometimes I'll just do it,
And I tricked her because I'm going to interview Miss Angel today because this is it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So when she wants to talk, she talks.
Well, I don't want to talk all the time.
But I'm not saying you don't. See, that's the point. You don't.
But I'm saying, like a majority of my day, I'm like, I just want.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't have, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this all the time.
Right.
You don't have to force yourself to get in front of the camera and do it when you don't want to.
And I don't.
But listen, but when you do want to, sometimes you talk yourself out of it because you haven't done it. That's the point I'm trying to make. That is the point I'm trying to make. See how we didn't have an agreement, but now as it opens up, because sometimes, we don't want to talk. Fine. We think about consistency as doing it consistent. And if we're not doing something consistent, then we're not doing it. So we kind of pull ourselves back when we want to do it because we don't think we're consistent. But that's how you build consistency, actually. You may want to do it maybe once a month. So you do it once a month. And then next thing you know, you get comfortable doing it. And now it's twice a month. Then it turns into every day. That's how it worked for me. And I'm sharing my experience because that's how it literally worked for me too. I didn't want to be in front of the camera all the time. And now you couldn't tell. But again, like you said, you didn't want to. I kind of forced myself to because the money was good when we were doing it. The money was good. And I realized money wasn't everything if it kind of thwarted what I wanted to express, or if I'm just pulling stuff out the air to express. Like right now, we're having a casual conversation, and we actually planned this And it's starting to work because I've gotten into a habit of doing that. And I've gotten into a habit of bringing the best out of my wife, just like she got into a habit of bringing the best out of me. That's the podcast, y'all. That's a story. As soon as you start putting those pieces together and able to articulate it through continuous practice, and it doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't even have to be once a week. But when you want to, and you start to get in front of that camera, sometimes it's hard to turn it off, especially when you get to rolling. So that's podcasting, believe it or not. I mean, you see it on the radio. Next thing you know, Wendy Williams or Charlamagne God, they're just talking about something, and then something comes up and they just spawn off and talk to it. That's why they can do a radio show for 2 or 3 hours. And then they'll save notes for the next day. The next thing you know, they've compiled notes for a week, a month, or even a year in a week series of podcasts, of radio, of live streaming. And I love Kaisenet and how they just said, we're going to commit to it. And that's what it was. I'm going to commit to this, and that's it. I'm going to commit to this, and that's it. I'm going to do it even when I want to. And I'm going to show you, even when I want to, I'm going to give you me showing you I don't want to do it. I don't even feel like sitting here. And there are people you see them on the TikTok. And I think that's, my wife's such a observant person. She's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit there like this. And there's people that actually sit there like this.
Well, somebody remember somebody went famous for sleeping. People were watching them sleep.
There are people who go famous for sleeping. Something you do every night, hopefully, or at least once a week.
That's what's the fetish. Oh no, what's that? OnlyFans.
Yeah, get OnlyFans. Have your feet out. You got 2 OnlyFans going. Have one on your face sleeping and have one on your feet. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many possibilities that I say you're already in a comfort zone that seems uncomfortable because you don't want to do it consistently. That's kind of fair. I want to do this, but I'm uncomfortable doing it, but I'm doing it. So you're already in a comfort zone where you're uncomfortable, but you're doing it. And you're doing it for whatever reason. Like I said, sometimes it's monetary. And I want to talk about that. If you're looking for an employment opportunity, you are already that employment opportunity. Just showing the struggles of finding a job could be a podcast. There are people out there just documented that they can film anywhere they want to in public. And you see them fighting against the people. And the people can't do anything besides yell at them. The cops can't do anything because we have freedom of press and freedom of speech, right? And people will be like, well, you're invading my privacy. Oh, no, once you go in public, your privacy is null and void. If I came into your home, in your private home, yes, that would be invasion of your privacy. So they're learning to understand and also help you understand a rule that you don't get. I watch a lot of those. I'm like, yeah, I can see how both sides feel about it, but both sides are right. Yeah, they don't want their privacy invaded, but wait a minute. There's a law that says I can film in public. If you come across my camera, or if I shoot my camera on you, that is fine. There's literally nothing you can do about it because I'm seeing you anyway. My eyes are recording you. So if you were doing something that I was going to have to go to the law with, my eyes will be the witness, right? That's why we have eyewitnesses. Not everybody has to record it for it to be valid in a court of law. I can have my eyes on you. She can have her eyes on you. And we can have 2 different vantage points. But if it concludes that, yes, you stole the candy bar at a Walmart, you might be convicted of stealing the candy bar. I don't have to have it on film. As a matter of fact, films can be admissible in court because of AI and altering. And I'm just giving some ideas because I've seen people on apps and you can tell or they express that they're not getting the money and they need the money. And I'm like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. There's so many things. How many people shop?
I think everybody shops.
I think everybody shops. How many people buy stuff?
Everybody.
How many people sell the same stuff that they buy?
I don't know.
I do. I sell everything I buy. Not mine, but another version. And I get commission from it. Yes. There are so many affiliate programs. You got Amazon, you got Walmart. You probably have some that I haven't even explored yet.
My hair care,
Sheen,
natural
Temu.
products.
They are paying people to do the advertising because they realize something. If the people are buying it, they're already advertising. If we can get them to advertise, then we don't have to pay $1 million in ads. We can pay them a percentage of what they actually sell. So the profit sharing is beautiful. And if you saw a couple of my videos, especially my smart glasses from Ray-Ban, the Ray-Ban smart glasses with the AI and all that stuff. Yeah, when I bought those, I bought them at Lens Crafters. Got a good deal on them. But when I decided I was going to sell them, I went to Amazon, made a commercial, and with over 4,000 impressions in like 2 or 3 months, I ended up selling 67 pairs from my commercial. They clicked on my link and they bought the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, and I got a commission. Not much, because Amazon was still working on how that process. And I was upset with Amazon for a long time because I was like, I have not gotten paid. But then I realized I missed a step. I didn't set up my pay. They didn't know where to send it. So yes, I'll be getting a nice check or a nice direct deposit from Amazon here pretty soon. Walmart too. The coffee maker that I'm using to make my espresso, yeah, got that from Walmart. Got it on sale. And then I said, Walmart has an affiliate program. Might as well sell it back to the rest of the people while I enjoy mine. So yes, there are so many things out there, and you can podcast on these. Actually, TikTok is going to pay you to podcast on products you purchase that necessarily don't have to come from the TikTok shop, but are available in the TikTok shop. I didn't get my Hohem V3 gimbal off the TikTok shop, but guess what? I'm selling on the TikTok shop. I already sold one. on the TikTok shop a day after, 2 or 3 days after I made that video. And that's $13 back in my pocket. And if I do 10 of them, that's the whole gimbal back in my pocket. And I still have the gimbal. Those things are podcastable. Everything's podcastable. You see people doing makeup tutorials. What do you see on it? What draws you to pay attention? Because we think of podcasts as a long, drawn out show with Gillian Wallow or Cam or Charleston White on it or Boosie and Vlad. But podcasts are literally vlogs. They're literally vlogs. They can be interviews, they can be vlogs, they can be tourism. What draws you when you watch a video? Just a video clip.
If I could understand, the person, the lighting, that's what I look at first.
Well, I'm talking about like the subject, like what
I'm saying that's what I look at that before I even pay attention to the subject.
I'm talking about I like jeans, so I go look at jeans because we're going to get into all the lighting when we talk about our podcast.
What I look at when I watch a video.
No, what attracts you to a video?
I'm saying it's different because I look at a lot of different things.
Okay.
So like if I just kind of am interested in what the person's talking about, I'll watch it. If I can, understand them what they're saying, I'll watch it. Like yesterday, I was just watching nature. I was watching bears walking in with no sound and no audio.
We were watching that.
I was like, I like this. I mean, it had sound. It had just nature sound, like wind.
It had the little bears crawling through the. It was fun.
It had the fox jumping into the snow. Oh,
that was funny. And it caught our attention. And even if it puts you to sleep, it caught your attention to put you to sleep. Mm-hmm. So
I like to watch style, different clothing. I don't really watch makeup tutorials anymore, but I watch discussions about spirituality. I like to watch that.
Yeah.
Maybe some workout stuff.
And tell them my favorite. I was hoping you get to it, but I have to get to it.
What?
We watch cruising videos.
Oh.
We will sit up there and watch literally, and then casino video. We'll watch somebody play the slots. And we'll watch 4 or 5 of them. Just things that people are naturally going to do because they like to do it. Podcasts. Clips of that podcast. Viral videos of you doing what you love to do. And when we see that you love to do it, then we see it grow. Now, we'll get to the lighting you talked about. What turns you off, even if it's something that you're interested in?
If I can hear or see.
I can't hear or see. And that's why we're making sure our podcast, and we're developing it, and we're getting feedback from all of you to see what is missing is the sound quality. We know sound quality. All of us know sound. It doesn't have to be the best in the world, but if it has a little zzz or something that irritates people, then they're going to want to watch you, but no. Lighting. If it's not lit well, it doesn't have to be the best, because something you like, you'll watch, and even if it's grainy. I remember watching movies, bootleg movies, and you see people get up in the movies and move around because it's being recorded towards the movies. But if it was a movie I liked, what was the last bootleg movie? Like bootleg movie. I think I watched the second Matrix on bootleg because I liked the Matrix, and I watched it. And I'm telling you, there were people talking in it. I thought they were part of the movie, but I loved the Matrix that much that I whittled through it. Now, did I want it to be a better quality? Yes. So if something you love to watch is distorted, you'll watch it. But think about if it's good quality, if you have your lighting, if it's decent quality, there's no background noise, there's not a lot of echo, not a lot of things that irritate your senses, you're going to watch it. You're going to watch it more. You're going to tune in. You're going to subscribe to it. So we understand that first impressions are lasting impressions. But we feel like you followed us for this long, and you've seen our journey. And we're going to take this risk to show people and show you that if you want to get started, you can. And you can do and put the tips together behind the scene until it's to your liking before you present it. But we want to present it how we are. That's why ART LLC presents How We Podcast, the podcast. So you're going to see us change some things. You're going to see us change studio in the next couple of weeks, in the next month or so. So you're going to be able to witness and go with us on this journey. And so many people have been with us on this journey. We went from the movement to we went to take 5 or 6, didn't we? Then we started on the journey, and we're continuing. And then we added travel to the repertoire. So now, not only are we able to show you what we've done, but you can travel the world with us and see what we do even more. With the technology today, I don't want to say I can't see why people don't have this thing that they can turn to, because it's truly not for everyone. But knowing that, and it's for you to make the best of it. If you know it's not for everyone, right? Let's think about this. It's say 50% of the people in the world just aren't going to podcast. Then you're already in a podcast position to do it. All it takes sometimes is just putting the button and getting comfortable with showing people what you know about you. And you can measure that and give exactly what you want, or keep exactly what you want for yourself. But the more I've done it, the more I've been able to open up and explore and learn so much about me doing this that I realized I was never ashamed. I just didn't think it was good enough to present to the world. And I want all of you, especially my wife, because I will always tell her, like, she's angel by name. And she can show herself to the world, or the world's going to know her by me. However it's going to work, it's going to work. Because y'all know us. Y'all see us. Y'all love us. And we love you. And that's undeniable. You can't tell me any other way. And even if you told me, I wouldn't believe you. And I believe everything until you prove me wrong. And I'll be waiting for you to prove me wrong if you say you don't love us. I'll be waiting. You can be like, I don't like you, but then you come up and hug us. Okay, I guess that's what it is. So do we have any? We don't have any comments tonight, so we were able to just get through it. And so we might as well go ahead and give you this. Y'all ready? You already know what it is. Let go.
You have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Bullseye hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living in
Yeah, so December 21st, 2026, we will set sail on a fantastic voyage celebrating how powerful we are together. And don't even worry. If you're worried about Christmas, we'll be off Christmas Eve morning, the 24th. So go ahead and give them the rundown of what they need. They're going to do, not need to do, don't want to do, what they're going to do. Go ahead and tell them, babe. Tell them.
So I need you to go to ART LLC.com and click on request a stateroom. Put in your information. Let me know what stateroom category you want. And then I'll send some information out to you. I would say in January, that'll be when we'll set up the group. So we'll have everything with the pricing set up, sent to you, and you can be on the ship with us.
That's it. Bada bing, bada boom. Simple, straight through. So we're looking forward to it, and we have grown patient with our travel because we're gonna be doing sailings and cruises all the way probably up until that time. But we put it out so far in advance so you can prepare for it. We understand that vacations sometimes are elusive. We understand paid time off. We understand things happening. We understand there is the government talks of government shutdown. We understand there's a lot of things going on. But sometimes you need to be coerced or even forced into taking time for you and your family. Like for real. Like, and when we can present an opportunity that feels good to you, that looks good to you. We have people that's going that I've never met in my lifetime that already put their name on the line. I met some social media influencers with massive followings. And I talked to them, I presented what my wife presented to me, and I want to celebrate each and every one of you. You know how many people that I've met, just casual conversation, total strangers until we meet. And that's just been part of my life, my entire life. Let my grandma tell it, I was probably meeting people in my mom's womb. Like, Mama, I want to meet them. My mom is just like that too. She'll meet people. And yeah, if you ain't rocking, that'd be the last time y'all meet. But she met you. For real. If you ain't feeling your vibe, that's it. Nah, I ain't gonna mess with you. Now I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna know you because I'm gonna talk about you. So she's gonna let the memory of you continue to live on, but she probably ain't gonna mess with you. Like for real. Like for real. What else? So again,
What did you want to share about how we podcast?
how we podcast, everything that we talked about is basically how we podcast. The conversation tonight is how we podcast. Yes, there's going to be some time where we have a specific structure because we have guests and we have questions. So I guess the biggest thing is I was so sick of every app in the world telling me pick a niche. Pick a niche. I'm serious. I was sick of it because it seemed like that was the niche, to have someone have one niche. But what about if you're multi-talented? You have so many things. You can have and then they started series. So I started to see that some of these apps started to kind of loosen up. You put the things in. So they actually were showing you how to organize your categories. Because you may have comedy, and then you may do music, and then you may do a serious news broadcast where you bring up pressing issues. So put them in those series so people can find them that way. But picking a niche just didn't work for me. I promise you, picking a niche did not work. I have too many characters. I have so much expression that I want to give to the world, whether it be in love or pissing you off to put you onto you. I don't piss you off to put you onto me. I push you off to put you onto you. I tell you the truth as I see it, and it's not always the truth that you're going to see. But all I can give is my honest assessment of something. However, when I listen to you and I repeat the things back to you and you think I'm lying, it's hard to discern that because I'm telling you what you just said. I can't make this stuff up, people. I cannot make this stuff up. People get mad or upset and think it's your idea that they said, but they said it to you and you just repeated it back. And now they're upset with you, which led me to know that sometimes the conversation isn't there. The conversation they're having with another person isn't the conversation they're having with another person. They're having that conversation with themselves. You're just there. They're bouncing it off your face. And sometimes they want a confirmation that they're right. Sometimes just say, yeah, you're right for you. But then they'll get upset. No, you should feel the same way too. Come on now. Come on now. That's a little tough, ain't it?
Mm.
If you need that kind of conversation, I don't think it's confirmed to you what you're talking about, to be honest. I don't think it's fully confirmed to you. It seems like you're still toggling with it to see if that's the path you want to take. And I can tell you, to be honest with you, pick it.
What if you think, what do you think about this term, people don't listen?
Ooh, that's a good one, babe. I'm gonna sit back on that one. I feel like you're finna go in.
No, I'm not really gonna go in. But I've noticed, because I've definitely listened to Mr. Motivation when he's on discussions with people or panels. And like he said, he'll repeat back exactly what they said. Like right after they say it.
Right after they say it.
And they would change. It's like, did you not hear what you just said?
I'm giving you what you gave me. I can't give you anything else.
I'm like, I think they're just not listening. But you're saying, they're bouncing off stuff. They're having a whole different conversation in their brain.
But it's their conversation they're having with you, and it's your conversation you're repeating back to them, but they don't even hear their own conversation. Right. So that's why it's difficult when you're internally trying to process something and you're saying the same thing to yourself and you're not listening.
So like this kind of social media, getting on live and stuff really taught me to listen and really think about, like, sometimes y'all see when I'm live, I'll pause because I'm like, it's like I'm catching my mouth up with my brain.
Yeah. And that's a good point. That's a good point. Because if you ever heard, no, I didn't mean it like that. No, I didn't mean it that way. You took it the wrong way. No, you can't have someone take something the way you want them to take it. It just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? All the time. They took it and they ingested it like they want to process it. And you're trying to make them process it like you know it. But sometimes we have to write a book. Another social media thing, podcast that people don't realize. Books or podcasts. Mm-hmm. Literal books or podcasts. Books are someone's interpretation, whether it be fictional or non-fictional, about something they observe and their views on it. Kind of like a radio, news. So sometimes this digital world is real open to interpretation of everything. So when you write a book, sometimes that message is conveyed a little bit clearer because you're able to expound and you're able to see your own words. I'm telling you, if you were to push the camera today and just have the conversation you had yesterday, and then look at that conversation, you see exactly what we're talking about, but you see it for you.
Yeah, I definitely I'll record and then I'll watch it a couple of days later, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I'm learning to not critique it, but to watch it and listen and understand. Like, okay.
Yeah. And that's how I started. Like literally before I started going live, I started recording myself, just having a conversation with myself. And I'd look at it and I'd be like, damn, yeah, that's some tight shit. Because sometimes you don't even know how the message is going to be conveyed back to you. And that's why when I repeat stuff back to people, they don't realize I'm saying what you're saying. You're just not wanting to hear what you're saying. You don't want to hear your own truths that you're speaking to yourself because you haven't made it true yet. Because when you make it true, trust me, it doesn't matter who brings it in like they bring it in. You know you, and you're going to continue to exude it like you brought it in to your affirmations in life, to your convictions, to your morals. And once you start to see yourself, you can actually have some tenacity and agility with it, because you're like, I can see where that might come off a little wrong. I can see it, because if somebody said that to me, which I'm saying to me, I'd be a little pissed. I've literally done that, y'all. And true enough, that's the type of podcast that we're going to have. It's going to be one where we just give it to you raw. We expound the best that we know, and we're going to leave it and lie it right there for you to pick up. And if it causes controversy with you, it was meant to. Thank you, baby. She already know. It was meant to, but we don't do it with any malice. Everything we do is out of love of our heart and experiences that we've been through. See, some people think that, and I've had this, and I'm not saying this just as general. I've had this. Some people think that I'm saying something because I'm listening to them. No, I'm speaking from my experience. I'm literally speaking from my experience, and they're like, nah, that doesn't happen. I was like, well, damn. It happened to me. No, it didn't happen to you. I'm like, wow. Now you're so stuck on what you believe that you're telling me what happened to me, like what I've experienced. That's a little tough. That's tougher than woodpecker lips for someone to be able to tell you what your life from their circumstances, from their situation. And I don't get hurtful about it because I truly understand it, because I found myself looking at myself doing the same thing. How do you work things out? The first thing you have to do is acknowledge that there is something that's not connecting the dots for you. If you don't acknowledge it, then there is no working it out. That's the first thing you are required to do to work something out.
That's kind of like the AA steps, right?
Yeah. To accept it, to understand it, to realize, hey, I think I might drink too much. Hey, I think I might talk too much. And what's the opposite of not drinking too much? What's the opposite of drinking too much? Not drinking too much. What's the opposite of talking too much? Listening. And assessing and reevaluating and re-engaging. But the biggest thing is putting it in your mind that you're going to do it. Because I can give you all these tips. You be like, all right, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen more. I'm tired of listening. Or I heard them, I think. It has to be a conscious effort that you're going to do it. And sometimes just saying, I'm going to commit to doing that. And do that every day as an affirmation. I have an affirmation that I do when we travel. And it's just to put my mind at ease when things feel kind of funny. To know that I'm protected. To know that I'm guided. To know that I'm loved. To know that I'm fearless. And I don't have to worry about anything. Mm-hmm. And I go do what it is I love to do. And sometimes I don't even know what it is. But when it happens, I know what it was. Like when we went there, my first PR campaign, which everything is independent. Everything we've ever done has been independent. My first PR campaign was in preparation to do a comedy special in Las Vegas. And I had been working on these sets and jokes and, even my physicalities. I've been rehearsing. I paced probably a hole in the back deck, just with my own mic right here, just holding my hands and doing it. And then the funniest thing happened. I woke up at 11 o'clock and I went to my computer where all my notes were. And I said, I don't think this is enough. And something in my heart says, just give them a little bit. And all of a sudden, I ran around into the room. I said, babe, I got it. She was like, what? I said, you're in the bit. And I called people at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. They probably thought I was crazy. I even questioned myself, but I could not go through with this mission. I couldn't stop. I got to the airport. There were people in the parking lot. I said, you're in the bit. And they were like, what are you talking about? I said, you're in the bit. Just know you're in the bit. I'm about to go do the biggest comedy special in Las Vegas. And I met you along the way. So you're in the bit.
There was a lot of people.
A lot of people.
And that's during the time when people were wearing things on their face to cover their mouth, their nose.
Yeah. During a scary time to get close to somebody. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, the universe said, oh yeah, this is a mission meant for you. Sound familiar? Mm-hmm. If y'all know my story, I'm always saying this is a mission meant for you. Nobody else can do this but you. And when I started showing y'all the videos and photos and so many things that went into that, you're going to see how powerful you are when you make a choice and you go for it. We love you too. Much love. Sister in love. And I went to Vegas. And I'm talking about, we didn't stop there in the parking lot. On the bus. I had the entire bus saying, we're in the bit.
On the plane.
No, we're not getting that far yet. Throughout the airport.
Yeah.
The workers, just people coming up to check in behind me, people that were in front of me, the people that didn't want to be in the bit was in the bit. Nobody could deny that they were in the bit, even if they wanted to. Because you know why? Because even if you denied wanting to be in the bit, you were the person when I was going to do the biggest show in Vegas that denied me the privilege of putting you in the bit. So you're actually in the bit. You're actually in the bit. I could not miss. Like Snoop said, I could not miss. Sitting down, waiting on our transfer from where we go, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Atlanta. Walking through there, going to get something to eat. You're in the bit. They even put me up when I ordered my Shake Shack as Mr. Motivation. Because they were all in the bit. They were all doing their part. I got pictures of all this now. People want receipts? Try me. Try me. I had people that literally were about to leave Vegas and go back to the Philippines. This old couple, this older couple, aged, evolved couple with wisdom and knowledge. And I had to go invite them to be in the bit. I had to run. I said, y'all are in the bit. They were like, what do you mean, Mr.? What do you mean, Mr. Doe? And before you know it, these individuals like, we're thinking about staying for the show. I said, nah, I've already given you the show. I literally already given you the show. Because I didn't know if I was going to get in this theater. I was going to kick that door down to get in this theater, but I realized the show wasn't inside the theater. It was in this world. It was to everybody I talked to in the Miracle Mile Mall. When we did leave out and how cold it was, the one person I might have talked to get back in the building, they were in the bit. The people downstairs valeting, taking bags, housekeeping, the front desk, they're in the bit. You're going to see, they're in the bit. They're in the bit. And each and every person that I've met during that time, and there were people that I didn't meet that were wondering, what is the bit? Because they heard me telling people that they were in the bit. Those people are already in the bit too. The world was in the bit during that time for me. And I wasn't taking on the world. I was taking it to the world and showing them that I loved them. And it was the greatest feeling in the world. Now, I'm not going to lie. There were some scary times during that. And we're going to get into that because that's deep. That's real deep. It's real deep.
Real deep.
And I'll know when it's time. We'll know when it's time because we'll say it. But there was some real soulful scary. Not like, oh my gosh, you know,
Right.
but soulful scary, like spirit
I mean,
moving type.
yeah,
scary.
you were in. I mean, we're always in the flow. Like
in the flow.
I mean, we just are. But you were.
Yeah.
Like you felt it. You know what I'm saying?
And
you were like, oh.
She was there too.
Yeah.
I mean, she was there in it.
It's the wave.
And one of my good friends was there, and it was like he just knew what to do without knowing what to do. It was that kind of vibe. He just knew what to do. When it was a certain time, he was like, "Hey man, I'm finna go, finna leave." And for some reason, I looked at my watch on the clock, and I was like, "Hey, do you see what time it is?" It was that amazing. It was like everything was lining up. And it was that time to face some things in my life and ask some things of my wife who was in my life. And it was, you make that powerful choice and you choose. And you don't think that anything was wrong with the choice you made ever. Ever.
I mean, and that's life, right? You were always making choices and really learning not to, feel like the choice you made is bad.
And even though,
do it.
and even though thoughts creep in your head like you could have made another choice, it's like, nah, I made the choice. I'm good with it.
Right.
Because that's what you actually require and aspire to do. Because if you didn't have a choice, then you would just be there. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have moved you and it wouldn't have been impactful because it would have just been the only option. You know what I'm saying? But I require controversy to actually be required to pick a choice. And I started to clear my head. She starts to clear her head. And we make choices without sometimes making choices, without picking anything. We just flow right into it. And it's beautiful. And we want to share that because we see it. I hear it in the conversation. I see it in your passion. I see it what you call hurt. I call just a habit you haven't made a habit of yet. I don't think that there's hurt out there, because all the things in your life will lead you to where you are right now. Everything. And some things may be more horrific than others for other people, but that's why it was meant for you. That's why you're here. That's why you went through it. That's why you're stronger from it. Don't ever think you're weak from anything that happened in your life. Nobody can take anything away from you until you give it to them. Don't give anybody that power.
Yeah.
That's yours. No matter what happens. And I've dealt with a lot of people with some serious trauma from serious incidents. And it was hard because I had to have a bias to make sure they made the choice and I didn't lead them to a choice. And I don't want to talk about that in detail, but yes, there were men and women that were assaulted in a sexual nature. And we need to put that in the disclaimer when we post this too, that we're going to talk about some, life things. But I don't think that will get this flagged, but there's that, you know what I'm saying? There's literally that. And we don't know what someone else has been through. So going back to you're not understanding is because they can't. And you wouldn't understand what they've been through. So understanding isn't about them understanding you for what you're saying, but understanding that we're all talented, humble, outstanding, and unique for a reason. Thou is you, and you are art. And together we paint the world a masterpiece, period. Ooh. See? And you see how it starts to flow? Even Angel started to like, yeah, I'm in it now. Because sometimes you don't want to. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I don't want to. I was like, let me go in here. And I click the button and I'm like, I'm so glad I did. I got so much off my chest today. I realized, like, for some reason I started getting up real early. For whatever reason, I'm not trying to examine it. I just got up. And I would mess around, but for some reason, the last couple of mornings, I came in here, it's still dark, and I went live. And everyone that came in, we had a breakthrough moment in both of our situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, really. Me as Mr. Motivation, them as people that are looking to get motivated, I can say it like that, or them to look to motivate me. And we exchange that information. And I promise you, everyone has some type of vivid connection. Every one of them has some type of vivid connection to some things that occurred in my life. And just about every single one of them thought about it the opposite of how I did. So now we actually matched well. And we had breakthroughs. We had some serious breakthroughs. This one lady realized that we are perfect, when the world told us we wasn't. Because I had to realize that. That was another campaign. You're perfect. That was a good one. That was a good one. Mm-hmm. You know how many people that was like, they were like, nah. I think we batted about 99% on that. I don't think there was one person who didn't get it.
Yeah.
I'm saying 99% because there might be one person that say they got it, but 99% of the people that I talked to and I told them they were perfect, after about 3 to 5 minutes, not even that long. It wasn't even that long. I didn't talk to people that long. It's probably like more.
Maybe 3 minutes.
It might have been 3 minutes. It might have been 3 minutes. And 3 minutes is my threshold, for real. 3 minutes is when I was selling my thoughts for a penny. It was always 3 minutes. I don't know what's up with me in 3 minutes, but it was like literally 3 minutes.
I feel like the first minute, y'all, they're you're the doubt, they're doubting you. They're like, are they like, okay? And then
I know they were like, no,
minute 2 is like
perfect.
They're starting to get a little understanding, and then 3 is like, you know what? I see it.
3 is like, all my life I had to fight.
I mean, when he told me, I was like,
no.
You know what? That makes sense. Because like, why we're believing people tell us we're not perfect,
or we've been telling ourselves that because we believe people say it.
Yeah,
and nobody literally said you're not perfect. You're not perfect. But
we heard it in the church.
You've heard of that. Nobody's perfect or X, Y, and Z. You know, you might have heard it once or twice, but we act like we hear it every day, and we
Mhm.
don't. But because it's so powerful, it feels like every day. It feels like every time somebody brings it up, somebody just said it a couple minutes before them. And that's not the case. Kind of like when we see tragedy, right? You see tragedy, you're like, oh, the world's, I hear this all the time, the world's so negative. I'm like, what world do you live in?
I know. Like for real though.
Oh, that one tragic thing? What about the trillions of beautiful things that happen? Oh, no. What do you mean? Me and you are having a conversation right now.
That,
You're breathing right now.
Yep.
You were able to talk about the tragic situation, not in the tragic situation. And true enough, yes, tragic things do happen. We see them. I would beg to differ. You can average anywhere from 100 to 5,000 bad things happen a day. Yeah, 100. And that would not even come close to the amount of beautiful things that happen in a second.
mm,
You can literally look at 5,000 bad things that happen in an entire day. Nobody's looked at 5,000 bad things in a day happen. They might see 2 or 3 things, right? But that doesn't even come close to the percentage of things that happen every second. Good things. So sometimes it's about putting it in perspective and not when a catastrophe hits, that's everything, everyone, that's they. Matter of fact, still trying to find out who the hell they is. Because I want to beat they up for y'all. Because they don't bother me. I promise you, they don't. Whoever they is, ain't bothered me yet. Because you know what? I don't listen to they. I listen to me. There's too many theys out. And I'm not talking about the they, them. Okay. I'm talking about that proverbial person or entity that is corrupting the government or stealing our tax money or raising the prices on gas or got all the chickens with the eggs. Them people, whoever they are. Just that random thought of they, but you couldn't tell me who. You couldn't pinpoint a council. You couldn't pinpoint a key person. You couldn't pinpoint the head of they at all. We just like to throw out they. And I think they is what is the battle in your head. All them people in your head telling you that things aren't right. They sometimes is you working out the thoughts in your head. Nothing else. Because if I'm sitting up here chilling and you want me to worry about they, and I'm chilling, watching the game or something, I am worried about the 2 teams playing. That's it. And I'm not really worried about them because I ain't got no dog in the fight. It's just entertainment. And some of the they things that we talk about that we think are so pivotal, that's for entertainment too. That's one of the biggest entertainment. News is the biggest entertainer in the world.
yeah.
Because it can cause a shift in your feelings in a matter of seconds. Reality TV, we know it's entertainment, but it still can cause a shift. Girl, I wouldn't do that. She wrong for doing that. But news, come on now. And then you have natural disasters that are already going to bring us closer together. Everything brings us closer together. Most traumatic situations bring us closer together. So you can actually see the amount of numbers of good things that are happening from one tragic thing. So how is it the world is negative? Every time there's something that is real, spread wide in numbers and quantity and people. I've seen the National Guard go to Houston. My son went down there. I talked to a lady this morning that went up there and she wasn't even a service member. She was more like a first responder and a volunteer. We come together during disaster, people. So quit thinking the world's a negative place or continue to think the world's a negative place, but then look, because if you're thinking the world's a negative place and that's what you're looking for, then that's what you're going to get. Because you can't see the beauty. You can't see the positive things because you're so focused on looking for some negative things. Why can I say that? Because that was me as well. That was my wife as well. And I got better at it when I seen how it affects someone else. I think that's when I really got better. I didn't get better at it when it affected me. I can deal with it when it affected me. But when I seen it affecting my wife like that, I said, I'm going to be a bright spot in it. And I jumped in head first.
And I feel like when you told me, they ain't being negative, that's what really made me like, damn, I am being negative. Like maybe I should start looking at the other side of things and being grateful.
Ooh.
And it really helped me evolve. It helped me grow. It helped me, I feel, love myself more.
Mhm.
You know.
And then people want to represent where they're from. Well, I'm from New York. We don't have feelings. Come on now. That tells me you're in your feelings. You know what I mean? That literally tells me you're in your feelings. Well, son, I get it. I get it. We have this facade we want to hold. For what? And I'm gonna throw it at you. For what? I'm getting this money, so I don't want to seem fake. But you faking it. But you faking it. I don't want to seem fake, but you faking it in real life. And I'm not saying that's for anybody. I'm not saying that for everybody. Trust me, this is not a blanket all. And it's not definitely indictment on New Yorkers at all. Because I've met some of the most beautiful New Yorkers in the world. Prime example, negative. No, I'm just prime example. That you can change.
I have my own. I'll talk about it on my podcast.
But literally, that's what people would say. They would say, "I'm like, bro, why you like that? I'm from New York. That's why." I'm like, no, it's not. You're like that because you chose to be. You look because you chose to be. Don't put that on a whole culture of people because everybody in New York's not like that.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And I've been around New York.
Exactly. Been around the block. She's not Jenny. She's not Jenny, but she's been around the block. You feel me? Not like that. Not like that.
I've been in the countryside of New York.
So that's what, and y'all were like, what does that have to do with podcast? I said everything to do with podcast.
It's just talking.
It's just talking.
Expressing
having a conversation. We just went through a podcast that y'all didn't realize was podcasting because you were engulfed in a situation. That's how you want your podcast. To make it not even recognizable as a structure, more open to discussion and conversation. That's how we're going to do our podcast. Because we know, okay, we're watching Vlad, Boosie, Yayo, them going to be on there. But when you're watching us, you don't know what's going to happen. Damn. Now you see me. Now you don't. Magic Man. I would love to. I'm going to call out some people. Who would you like to interview? We're going to go ahead and tell them right now.
Shula King.
Don't be taking my people. I just reached out to him about doing the podcast. Don't be taking my people. No. If I bring up a name, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, Angela Bassett.
Yeah. Angela Bassett, she's always been my fitness idol. Mm-hmm. As I age, I want to age like her.
Yeah. Mary J, maybe?
Yeah. I love her hoop earrings.
Yeah. No. And I remember when she came out with, what's the name of that song?
Oh, the Good Morning Gorgeous.
Yeah, Good Morning Gorgeous. Like,
and I
seen my wife. I seen her in the mirror. I seen her, and I didn't think it was a struggle. It was like she finally got it. Sometimes when people are doing something, doesn't mean they're struggling. That means they finally got it and they're working towards it. So we can take things kind of backwards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, damn, baby, you don't feel gorgeous. No, I'm taking it there. Gorgeous. I'm taking it there. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you can go on and be like, damn, my baby don't feel good. No, I'm taking it there. I made this choice. So sometimes you got to really understand what you're seeing in other people. Because sometimes we get it kind of befuddled. We get it backwards. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't take it as, oh my gosh, my baby's struggling with something. I took it as, it finally clicked. All you have to do is make a choice and then start working at it. It may not look pretty to you or nobody else while you're going through making that choice, because there's a shift in what you're used to or accustomed to. Mm-hmm. Take it there.
It was something that I wanted to do, and I did.
That's when she cut her hair and everything. The first time.
Yep.
And I helped her cut it. It wasn't this short that last time.
This is the first time I've had it.
You've seen how fast my baby hair grew back, so it's not a concern of, oh my gosh. It's like sometimes you want to shed some things. Sometimes you want to lay down in green pastures and have your soul restored. Psalms 23. I'm
in the flow, you know. I'm just letting whatever comes, you know.
Yeah. And you can also, and this is the beautiful part. Whatever comes is going to come when you're ready for it. But you can also plan for what you want to go and do. It's not a sit and wait. Yeah. It's not a sit and wait. It's I'm gonna plan to go do what I'm gonna do. Like we plan to go on cruises. Yeah. We plan to go see the babies. And sometimes it doesn't work out because things shift. Yeah. Our kids shift, I tell you. I'm supposed to go see my daughter. Next thing you know, she's in North Carolina at the end of the month. Love her dearly, I do. She just got back from being underway. Her friend is going to be leaving going underway. We're supposed to go out to camp. And I'm like, you know what? We'll know what we do. No, we'll know what we do when we do it. We'll know what we do when we do it. But it's okay to plan it. But don't get so frustrated if your plans get thwarted. Just
And
like
that,
we
like,
said,
I definitely
plan for the
learned how
cruise.
to do that, like to
Okay,
be
fine.
open and like, because I was very like, I wanted to be this way and that's it.
No, and I can tell you, and she did just the opposite. So we planned on staying in North Carolina during a hurricane. Baby went and got supplies and everything, y'all. Supplies and everything. We had axes. We had canned water. We had packaged water. We had dried.
It was a
all kind of survival
backpack.
And a day before the hurricane's supposed to get, baby, like, baby, I think we should go to Maryland and stay with you. And we just got in the car and
I'll
went.
tell you why. That's when I was really still in fear about my health, and I was worried, like if I had to go to the hospital and there wasn't no power, like I was in Katrina in my mind.
Yeah.
And then one time I was like, why? What are you doing?
And it was okay. It was okay to leave and go up there. It would have been okay to stay. It didn't matter. But when she showed, like, I did all this preparing, and for her to do all preparing, I was hunkered down. You feel me? I was like, oh snap, we finna play with all these toys. We had lanterns. We had all kind of stuff. We had all kind of battery power lanterns. And then next thing you know, she was like, babe. And I was like, she want to go somewhere. She wants to leave here. And I was good with that. And fortunately,
then we went somewhere with more water. But that's beside the point.
I don't even want to talk about that, y'all. We went somewhere and it rained just about every day. And we had to stay up there, almost a week, 2 weeks? We almost had to stay 2 weeks because the roads had flooded on 95, so we couldn't get back down and were closed. Which, if we'd have stayed where we were, guess what? We could have went anywhere south of that. Like, for real.
But no, it was messed up south too.
No, it was not messed up south. It was messed up from like Raleigh area all the way to our house because we had to go through Dunn. No, we went to mom's. I mean, we could have went south. I'm saying, and it wouldn't have been impeded like coming from north.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we just made a choice. We just made a choice, and we said, "Cool." And we're not going to regret it. Oh, we could have stayed here. No, we didn't stay here. No. So we couldn't have stayed here.
But now I understand, my power, and I'm not afraid of anything.
And I think we don't cause problems, we generate them. Mm-hmm. We don't have fear, we generate it. We literally generate it. Because you can do anything fearless, and you've done many things fearless. You did that as a child. Yep. As a child, no matter how many times you fell on that bike, it didn't deter you from getting back on that bike. You had scraped knees, and I mean, sometimes you break bones. But the things that you wanted to do and wanted to get good at, you did it. Flipping off the couches, and
I was climbing walls, the trees, and everything else.
So there it is. There it is. Let me put one comment in from my sister-in-law, much love. We'll just put that in there because I want her to get props today.
Thank you. We love you too.
So when it replays, they'll be like, "Oh, look at much love and Miss Angel and Mr. Motivation," and then they're gonna be jealous and they're gonna start coming here and putting in the comments nice things so they can get on the screen. That's enough. And just have fun with it. Like I said, there's gonna be time where you can open up and have fun. There's gonna be time where you exceed the time limit. Now you got 2 episodes. Now we're at 22 instead of just 21 episodes because you can split these things in half and edit them, and do them live, and bring them in and lead them and clip them. And we're probably gonna get a lot of clips out of this one. We got a lot of clips out of the last one. We got a lot of clips. We had like 17 clips out of the last one, and it wasn't even was that an hour? Yeah, it was an hour and 16 minutes. So, ART LLC presents Howie Podcast. The podcast is going to conclude with a commercial, with closing words, and any comments that you want to pump in there, please do. Because once this live broadcast is over, the comments, we're finding out how to reset them so they're on different platforms, but on others, they don't stick. Like on Facebook, all these comments will be there. On YouTube, they won't be. So we're learning how to share them to the other platforms or have them in the other platforms. And yeah, but it's not
Facebook's not.
No, Yeah, the Facebook's
Okay.
I'm trying to get it to where all the comments are on each platform.
Okay.
And I'll figure that out. But really, you know your comments, you know your concerns, you know the things that you want to do. And all I'm saying, and I've mentored a lot of people. Matter of fact, one of them has said they love us and all that stuff in this live about live broadcasting. And when you don't look at it as trying to gain people, but trying to gain a better understanding of yourself, going live is a lot easier to do. Have a conversation with yourself. And that conversation with yourself sometimes radiate to others. And now they want to have the conversation with you. Now you have gained them through your truths in your life because it reflects a part of their truths in their lives. You will never lose a fan like that. There are people right now that are on TikTok that are looking to me if they have something going on. They're coming to my live because we related one time. That's all it would take. One time. We related one time. I was able to give them some insight through my experience about their experiences. Really. And you never know. It could take a day. You can blow up overnight. It could take years. But as long as you're having a conversation with yourself, which is something you're already doing, then and it could equate to reaching a lot of people. And if it's about purpose for the people, then trust me, you'll continue to do it. But if it's trying to reach people for the purpose of monetary gains, for the purpose of feeling better about what you talk about, then look at it either way. I'm not going to say which way is right for you. I just know which way is right for me. You choose. Because if you want money, get that money. It's out there. And I'm doing both. I'm getting that money and I'm serving a purpose for the people. And if you are out there to get that money and say, service the people by them giving me money, it could work. That's not wrong. And I'm not saying it's even wrong for me. I just know what's right feels right for me. I would never make someone feel wrong for how they want to go about things. Never. And if I ever give you my perspective, this is not to put your perspective down. It's just to give you my perspective as a gift, as something to put in a thought path. That's it. And if you don't believe me, I understand that too. And I love you. Even if you don't like me, you love me. Ain't that right, baby? We didn't like each other for a while. We loved the hell out of each other, like for real. And when they say love is enough, it can be. Truly, it can be. And love each other enough to push, because we pushed each other to love ourselves. And it was hard to understand a person that you're pushing to love. If Angel's pushing me to love me, right? And I'm pushing her to love her, our understandings may not match. That's fact. Our understandings might not match, because if I'm telling you, do you, and it's something that I wouldn't do, that's never going to match. But that's not me. And she's telling me, do me. Just like when, like you said, getting started with doing podcasts or live broadcasting, she didn't want to do it. She did it because I was doing it. And I said, maybe, baby, try this. And she found out, nah, I don't like to do this as often as you do. And then it turned into, I don't like to do it. Then it turned into, I want to do it. So go along with the journey with that person. Be supportive. Hey, sometimes force them to, hey, let's go do this podcast.
I mean, I don't feel for it. If I don't want to do it, I ain't gonna do it.
Exactly. But you're really not forcing them. You're really not forcing them. You're just telling them what they said. That's my point. You're just telling them what they said themselves. So it feels, they can blame you. You know what I'm saying? But they said it to themselves. That's how it works. That's what I mean by forcing someone. Because you're just repeating back what they said. I want to do it. Okay, baby, let's do it. I don't feel like doing it. Okay. You don't agree with you. Don't be mad at me because you don't agree with you. Because you said you want to do it. Now you saying no. Get out of my face. It's not me. It's you. You heard that expression, right? It's not me. It's you. Or it's not you. It's me. You know, I'm talking to me. I'm yelling at myself. I'm not yelling at you. I know it seems like I'm yelling at you because you're there and I'm yelling, but I'm yelling at me. I'm just trying to make it go through your brain and come to me and get some confirmation. That's all. That's all. I know my sister does that. I could say something that would just put it all in perspective, but I'm not going to. We'll talk. Love you. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and close out this multitude of episodes of ART LLC presents How We Podcast.
The podcast.
See, already sinking. And as we say, each and every day, go out. Each and every day, every moment, every breath, go out and be blessed. But more importantly,
be a blessing.
Peace, y'all.
Passion inside, can't run from myself. There's nowhere to turn.
When Jesus coming, man, when he coming again, you my only friend, man. Where you at? I need you, God. I gotta stay intact. I gotta stay in shape. I gotta win this race. But it's not about the speed, man. It's about that pace.
A little extra attitude when y'all got them heels on. Can't say hey to them. Got them new red bottoms. Maybe next week I'll speed. Stop it.